You have found Vagina Whispering, where we talk about everything from vaginas and orgasms to femininity, connection and love, intimacy, pleasure, intuition, menopause, and so much more. This is a safe place to have real conversations and make real connections. We're going to have a great time. We're going to laugh a lot, and we are going to fall in love with ourselves again. A quick note before we begin, the information we present here is educational in nature and is not medical or psychological advice, nor is it a substitute for seeking licensed healthcare services. Okay, let's drop you into the conversation.
We'll just jump in because we always end up doing that anyway.
Yeah, let's just jump in.
I think we both showered today.
Guess what? Well, I can put makeup on it, Peg, because I did not shower.
Okay, never mind.
And truthfully, I am in need of one. As I itch my oily scalp from these falls. No, it's fine. I have makeup on, which is a miracle. And I put some eyeshadow on.
I see. And eyeliner and I think mascara.
Oh yeah, I did the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
I had an 8:30 prior to you, and I was tardy because I forgot how long it takes to put makeup on. I haven't put it on for so long. There you go.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing better than I've been doing probably in the last couple of months, honestly.
okay.
So
You want to share? I don't.
happy to share. I'm also just trying to think about how to distill down what actually seems like something important to share. So
Yeah.
first, I feel like I should share. So empath alert, my sister passed last year, and I really let myself feel the grief as best I could when that happened. It was a little bit overwhelming. I didn't really expect it. We hadn't spoken in a decade. So I felt like I had already said goodbye to that relationship, but there were a lot of other feelings. And then we connected using mediumships. And then I got to experience more of her than I had in a long time that was funny and all these things. So anyway, and then her birthday was July 31st. And I didn't take any of the advice I would have given anyone
Love
about
that.
prepare, because the first of things is usually the hardest. And probably a few weeks before her birthday hit, my mood was low, my energy was low, like my motivation was low, everything. It was like the closest to depression I've let myself feel in a long time. And that was loitering for a couple of weeks. And then I was saying her birthday was the 31st. On the 30th, I was finally like, what the fuck? Because I really didn't put it together. I was thinking I'm going to do a mediumship reading with my mother, maybe with my stepsister, but I'm good. I cried last year kind of thing. And anyway, I type into ChatGPT, what is happening astrologically? Because I'm a fucking mess.
Right.
And as soon as he says something and your moon is in Leo, and as soon as I see Leo, I'm like, oh, and I cried and I let myself feel sad in a good way to release it. But man, that really surprised me. I know it's silly to even say that because like I should know better, but knowing and really applying it is very different, as we all know. Yeah. And then the anniversary of her 1 year passing date was last Sunday. And because I felt so much more aware, I didn't feel sideswiped by it. There's been other stuff going on, but it was really neat in my development circle. She came in and connected with people and she gave exercises and it was fun. But my favorite part, and when did this happen? Right around that day of maybe it was like the day before. It was the day before this circle and the day before her 1 year. I'm driving somewhere and I'm listening to, I don't know, songs from the 70s or 80s or something. And that Jackson 5 song, ABC, came on. And I just immediately get this picture of my sister sitting in the car with me, like doing this little dancing thing. And I was singing to the song.
Yeah.
And I just had this flash of, that was like the one thing I had only with my sister was that we could sing in the car, top of our lungs. And nobody had any judgment or, oh my God, stop it, you're torturing. We both
You're hurting my ears. Yeah.
And there she was hanging out with me. And I turned the music up, like hoping she would dance with me. And then after that song was over, another one or two passed. And I'm just enjoying that. You're getting big chills. So
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? Oh, so strong.
very nice.
Yeah.
And then 2 songs later, I get this visual in my head of words like put on the 80s channel. And I was like, okay. So I put on the 80s channel and AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long is playing. And when we were teenagers, that song came out. Maybe it was 82.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
I'm singing it in my head right now.
Oh,
You're lucky I didn't start singing. All of you are lucky I didn't
feel
start
free
singing.
because I know how to not judge. But although I think you're trained. But anyway, and that song was like the second song on the Back in Black album. And that was one of the first albums we bought and fucking loved. And we used to blast it in our house. And our friends
Mhm.
we had a friend who would come over a lot. And it was like, it was so much fun to enjoy that album. So that it was
Yeah.
that song. And then there was another song that I was just listening to. And it was just all this like
Mm.
synchronous stuff happening, feeling the benefit of that relationship and feeling very reminded that
Mm.
things change, people change, we can start anew.
Yeah. It just reminds me of how important it is to remember that we can have a better relationship sometimes after someone has passed than what we had on earth here. Like my father and I feel have a better relationship now than we did when before he passed. And we didn't have a bad relationship. It wasn't always the greatest, but we worked on it a lot. But man, now it's, oh, is he? Bud, like friend who isn't judging me ever.
Yeah.
Hey, friend, I did I don't know if we talked about this the last time when my dad's 1 year came up July 28th.
Wow.
I had the best conversation with him. It was so good. It's so important to remind people that even after death, because children with special needs, disabilities, rare medical disorders pass away. And hopefully there was some good reminders there for people that we all can connect and we all can have better or continue a relationship after death.
Absolutely. And I had this sort of little bit of an epiphany. Ideas come to me about stuff to do, and it always comes, oh, that'd be a good book. And it's just wind. It doesn't really mean I need to do that. An idea came to me like how to grieve like a medium or grieving like a medium. This is before my sister passed. And I was like,
Ooh.
oh, like that should be easy because being a medium, you don't lose the connection. And that was delusional because you still have to grieve.
Still
obviously.
lose the physical
Right.
connection. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think one of the differences that's helpful is that when we can connect with the people who've crossed over and we can experience their joy and their peace. It's very different than if you're just left in like mystery. Like when I talked to my mother about my sister, and they had their own strained relationship, but my mother was saying, I just wonder how she's doing. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? She's great.
Yeah.
We've heard that over and over that she's great. Why? I don't understand why but that's just me. Like what are you talking about? Why would you waste your energy on that? We know that part now, but you
We know
don't.
she's good.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with another mom who has a child with special needs, and I don't worry about me dying. I don't want to die. Let's get that out there right away, guys. Like
Just to
right
be
now.
clear.
That's to be real clear. I don't have a lot of fear because I know that it will be so much better than right here. Like a
Yeah.
1,000 times better than the physical world that we're in. I know that confidently, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So who do I worry about is everyone else. It's the leaving behind concept. I think we forget when it comes to grief that the individuals on earth, it's what happens to those people, what longevity, what is there, what are we providing them, what's the next step for them. Like I don't worry about me passing, but I think the grief and the worry and concern comes to what happens to those left behind. And maybe as a medium, that's a much more palpable thing to talk about because it's actually, I don't worry about me at all. Death is going to be beautiful and wonderful and incredible. Not death, maybe after death.
Go with the after death
Let's
part.
go with the after death. And hopefully my death is wonderful and beautiful and kind and a very long ways away from now. And I look back on my life and say, wow, look at everything that I've done. I'm so proud. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to transition to something that I think ties in a little bit to change and feeling more connected in how I don't think what you were feeling was rare. I don't think it was singled to you. I think what was going on when you said the closest you've been to depression, I believe that actually that was happening for a lot of us. And I can tell you it was happening for me. For me, it was more of all of August. very hard month for me. And I taken a long time. My husband and I were like, and I at one point last week said, "Oh, I understand why people get divorced. Yeah, get it. We're not going to, but I understand."
Yeah.
Like, so much emotional. I'm perimenopausal. I'm still getting my period every month, which is a thing miracle, Noelle. I have nothing going on anywhere. And no hormones, nothing. But I still got my goddamn fucking period. I'm on it right now. Just went through a super tampon in less than an hour and 45 minutes. And that is rare for me.
Oh my
Just
God.
flowing like a river right now.
Right.
So I'm pulling up my phone because I had a real interesting epiphany in what has been going on. And this is what I wrote. So my fourth grader, my little teal, she's in fourth grade. I don't know if anyone can see this, but like I posted that cute little damn picture of her. I wrote, "My sparkly ray of sunshine started fourth grade. I'm so happy for school to start again, but not happy for the swift passage of time." Comment if you can relate. Now, if you only read that, you would have maybe thought one thing. But underneath that, this is what I wrote. "How did you all handle the summer? I'm struggling with wanting my me time back, but not wanting her to grow up. I sometimes just feel lost in this thing we called life, struggling to define all the roles I'm supposed to play and trying to find the joy in each of them when I really don't like some of the roles I've chosen for myself. Career woman, mom, housekeeper, chef, wife, therapist, caretaker, daughter, friend, human, chaos coordinator, societal contributor, mechanic, designer, party thrower, volunteer. Don't get me wrong, my life is amazing in so many ways, and then in others, not so amazing. And I'm fucking tired. My intention yesterday was to put myself first again. I almost laughed when I looked back on the day. I did not put myself first. I'd love to know how you put yourself first. I could learn a few things. Thanks for listening." Okay, I got so many private messages after this. So many people said, "I am in the same situation. I can relate so much with the post. I can relate so much with not finding joy in the roles that we're playing and feeling like we're locked into those roles." There is something brewing in the air. I think people are starting to break out of that chrysalis, right? They're saying, "I don't want to be in this chrysalis anymore. I'm done. I don't want to be cocooned. I don't want to be in this role. I want to be the butterfly. I am ready to change. I am ready to break into a new me or a new role or a new set of guidelines or boundaries or a new sexuality or a new anything." So I don't know if you can relate to that, but I do feel like it's very much in the air.
Oh, I can totally relate to that. And I saw something on somebody who reports about astrology that there's a big change in the air coming with an eclipse that's happening on September 7th. I even put it in my calendar this time. So
The
it is
Virgo,
good.
right? Is it a Virgo eclipse?
I think it's a Pisces one, actually.
Pisces, okay.
And I only
Sorry.
remember that because it's my sign. But they were reporting like this is the time to have what you really want, like actually come to fruition. I don't have the list of roles that you do, but I have stuff or places where I have felt stuck or can I really sign up for this? Or God, I'm so sick of this, or I'm so sick of myself and how I do this or don't do this. And it's resurging. I thought I was doing a bit better. Last time we spoke, I was sharing with you about how I was still so very stuck in thinking about this college boyfriend and what the fuck does that serve? And you're like, maybe there's some sort of like parallel life going on that you're not even aware of, because it's weird that you still think to the degree and intensity that you do. And I really sat with why I think about all of that. And of course, I'm not feeling very insightful in this moment. But one of the things that I am really recognizing is so helpful to me is fucking journaling. When I was a therapist, I never told the kids, never suggested it because I thought I'm so full of crap. I didn't see like the value of it. And then with mediumship, I was like, keep an observation journal. Write down so you can like witness for yourself. So you don't have to blah, 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 blah to other people about stuff that's happening. But I recently was listening to a book about writers. And the woman said a quote that she had heard from somebody, that they don't know what they think or they don't know what they feel until they write. And that really stuck with me. Now, especially Grant and I have been butting heads as well about some stuff. And I just sat and journaled because I really couldn't get any clarity. And I just was so sick of being upset and angry. It was so helpful. There's what's coming to me now is like there's this veneer of whatever, like a show or an image of what we think it is that's bothering us. But then as soon as you like scratch away that and then get to this under the surface of it, it can be so completely different than what you expect. And sorry, I want to tie this back to your story, and I just got lost for a moment.
You're fine. You
But-
have to time back to this story.
But looking at, okay, there's the life we created and what parts of that are actually serving us and what parts of it are like, what the fuck am I thinking? I just had lunch with a really close friend of mine, and I was talking, mainly I listen because he usually has new things happening and I don't, and that's fine. And then I started to share about this area where Grant and I were butting heads. And this friend really doesn't understand my husband because he doesn't know him all that well. So he'll defend him in this way that's like a stereotypical guy that we would think of as a stereotypical guy's philosophy about something. And my husband is not that guy. He's just not. But when I listen to my friend and then I put that on my husband because I think men are just that way, then I'm totally fucked because now I think my husband, who's honestly like the most unselfish person I can imagine knowing, like really. But in my head, after talking, I'm like, that fucker wants to have his cake and eat it too. God damn it. Blah, blah, blah. And then I just get all wound up. And so it was so helpful to journal and recognize I need to stop talking to that person about this issue, period, because enough. So even like our friendships, it's good to recognize the limitations of where somebody can support you and where they can't, or where you can maybe support somebody more, which I did the other day with a different friend. And it was so nice to be able to help with that mediumship intuitive session to connect with her supporters because she's having a really rough time. And it's the first time she really shared that with me. It was so nice to bring this love and support aside from mine. So changing things up. It's just so easy to be an automatic pilot. It's almost disgusting.
Yeah, and I don't want to live on autopilot.
Yeah.
I just don't. And like you said, it's extremely easy. And I'm getting this interesting sense of a whirlwind. I think sometimes autopilot is in a whirlwind. We have the ability to just go and go and go and go. And you're just in it. And there is an eye in the middle of a tornado. There is an eye in a hurricane, an eye in the middle that is peaceful. And I'm actually almost nauseous right now.
Oh, wow.
I think if we let ourselves feel actually what autopilot is, it's allowing us to just go in that whirlwind and not have any peace. And it can be exhausting, and it can be nauseous, and it can be all of those draining things.
Yeah.
Now, there's a whole other concept of, okay, do you want too much control? Oh, I'm still so lightheaded. That's interesting. Do I want so much control that I'll never let myself step into the whirlwind? Do you ever just let go and say, yeah, let's go. Let's get tossed around a little bit. Let's feel the wind and the freedom of just going. I mean, that popped up too, is how much do we try to control so many things? Do I have so many roles because I want to be in control of so many things? Would it be better if I just said, hey, I'm giving up that role because I don't need to be? Oh, hello. You just picked up a red phone. That is hilarious. What is that?
So I'm getting a high-pitched sound in my right ear, and I didn't want to interrupt and be rude, but somebody has a message. Okay. Okay, this is your main guide. And he's showing me like a stake in the ground, like a small piece of wood in the dirt with a rope wrapped around it. And it reminds me very much of, and I can see the elephant now, like how they say elephants don't forget.
That's
So
what I
you
thought,
tie it to the elephant and they never leave that perimeter. And he's showing you, oh, I'm getting a high-pitched sound in my other ear. This is weird. Okay, let's take
All
one
the
at a
guides are
time.
here, which is maybe why I'm lightheaded. Like,
Oh,
maybe all the guides popped in.
okay, so one at a time because I won't remember what the other one said. Okay, so the first one is showing you with a machete or a hatchet or something going like after that rope. You're going to town killing that rope. And then that's when the other one chimed in. So is there anything else about the rope that you want to? Okay. Okay. And just as you were talking, I wrote the word feeling, like actually feeling things. And there's distraction and avoidance or being comfortable and familiar. But thank you. It absolves us from feeling. When you're saying about flopping around a little bit in like the tornado of things and like, just take me, like surrendering in a way that feels unanchored is one thing, but it feels like there's this level of chaos. They're sharing this now, level of chaos in allowing the feelings to arise that you normally find uncomfortable or like untenable. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to go there. I don't want to feel all this. Maybe something about your dad, and there's the whether it's grief and sadness or like unbelievable joy that he passed and now he's so joyful and big. But it's but then I have to take Teal here. But then I have to go to school. But then I have to and thank you. They're saying you're none of those things. That's things you are doing, these roles.
Okay.
Those are things you're doing. But you're a brilliant, beautiful soul. That's your real, in the play of life, that's your real role. And you are magnificent. And your time is being taken up by all these seemingly petty things, but they're important in the moment. And they're showing like services for Teal. Like you might be like, oh, it's speech. What's the big deal if she misses one? But you've got this commitment to take her, and there's a bigger picture and there are intentions behind that. And he's saying it's not like willy-nilly. These aren't like fluffy goals that you've said is I want to be super busy all these times. But 'tis the season for this now. Not only is it a season, but there's an enjoyment to this season. Because you'll look back when your life is more relaxed and be like, oh, damn, I used to get so much done. You'll forget how tired you became because of it. You might glorify all that time with Teal, supporting Alex in different ways, your home, yourself, your listeners. But it's just a season. Yeah. And there's something about the word seasoning that feels related to this. Like it has a certain flavor to it. And like next fall, you could decide, you know what? For that season, I'm going to change up the seasoning a little bit. Maybe I'm going to add a little cumin to that or whatever. Maybe I need a little paprika over here. And it might include something else or restructuring your time in the summer so it's not like the whirlwind that it became. There's learning from these tornadoes and adventures also. He's saying you're doing great, Jen. And you are tired. Yeah. And most women can relate because they feel like these nonstop productivity machines. I'm feeling reminded of as I was sitting with myself the other day and feeling like, ah, shit, another fucking day I haven't gotten things done, like I'm being unproductive. And then I realized, wait a minute, trying to see through my own bullshit. Maybe my goal is not to be productive, it's to be intentional. And it's really different because productive is I have to check things off my list. Intentional is I might choose to sit and read or choose to have the cat on my lap and scroll on my phone. And actually, yeah, this is the right thing for me to do right now, even though I can look at it as being lazy or unfocused. But there's something about intentionality. He's saying that's so powerful. And for you to even say, I had this intention to look after myself and then I didn't, it's still progress and a victory that you're even thinking about that at this point. Because 2 to 5 years ago, there's absolutely no way wouldn't have even been an idea. So that's progress. As a therapist, I want to say it's helpful to notice progress. It's easier to see on somebody else, but when it's you, I'm doing the same damn fucking thing trying to see the progress. So even thinking that, even if you're not doing it yet, that's like the first step towards change. Aw, and then he shows you in a chrysalis and you like punched your arm out. So like you're breaking your way out powerfully. That feels very strong and important that it's powerfully. He's just reminding you, you are great. You're doing great things. You're doing great work in the world. And it's not a loud explosion. It's like giving Teal a bath. There's nothing you'd really rather be doing in that moment because it's a little bit sacred in doing these little acts. But it's just easy to lose sight of that because you are so fucking tired. Yeah. He's suggesting to you that you have some vacation days. And what it looks like, if I'm picking up on this accurately, is you look in your calendar and you have a couple of days where you are unscheduled for chunks of time, like a 4-hour chunk of time. And I'm seeing like maybe on a Monday and a Thursday, and you do that for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, he's saying, where this is your time and you have like certain rules for yourself about that. Like, I'm not going to create another to-do list for all my work shit or for my podcast, but showing maybe you watch I Dream of Jeannie and eat yogurt on the couch. I don't know if you like that show, but
I used to. I love that show. I used to as a kid. I think that's a good reminder of do things that are kid-like.
just for the sake of that you enjoyed it. You weren't trying to get anywhere or do anything. And he's saying that's what we forget as adults. Like things should be meaningful. And for kids, it's the passing of time and enjoyment is the meaning. That's a good message.
Enjoyment is the meaning.
Enjoyment is a meaning.
Write that down. As they were talking with you and me, when you were talking about a season and time and had this, and then emotions, right? Kind of avoiding emotions and voicing it because I don't have to bring us back there, but I need to voice it because that's honoring an emotion. I had a real sense of fear. Like, it's like hanging on, remembering these moments because seasons, like they can be long, but they can also be very short. I don't want to miss out on her.
Yeah.
And yet I do. I'm so tired. I'm more therapy, more. Yeah. Are they done? Sorry, I shouldn't before I go
I think
off.
they're done for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for checking.
I had a conversation with Alex last night. So we've been really at it. And I've been very emotional. So it's interesting that they're saying, okay, to feel these things because I've been very emotional, very angry, very loud and upset and frustrated and not finding any joy or happiness, like just, woof. And so I have been feeling more of those feelings and allowing myself to let them out. And I knew we needed to talk, like Alex and I needed to sit down and have what is going on. I know where you are. So the other night I said, I know that you're feeling these things. You've been very clear lately that I have been putting you down, that you never do anything right, what's the point of doing it? Because I always tell you that it's wrong or you should do it differently. Like, I hear what you're saying. I said, and I want you to know that I've been really trying over the last 2 days to catch you doing things right, if I do say, hey, this could be done differently, but it's okay the way you're doing it. This is how I would do it. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, I just feel like your dad's circling around, like you're emulating their relationship.
My mom and my dad's. That's exactly how my dad felt, that he could never do anything. So what was the point doing it? And so that's why I'm pretty sensitive to when he says those things. And so I was like, okay, hold on. This is not true. I do believe he's very capable. Yeah. But I was very proud of myself because I said, this is where I know you're at. I don't know where I'm at yet. I don't know why I'm so upset. So this was a couple of days ago. And I said, I promise I will talk with you about it when I know. I just don't really have words for it. I know I'm in this whirlwind. I know I'm in this emotional, angry, upset state, but I don't know why yet. And there was freedom in that because he actually looked right at me and he was like, okay. It was this honoring of, I'm not ready to talk. It's not that I don't want to. I don't even know. Because he said, oh, you're going to give me the silent treatment. No, I'm not. I don't know what to say because I don't know where I'm at. I cannot articulate what is going on. And I said, I promise when I have more information, I will share it with you.
Mm.
So last night, I read that post to him, that thing that I wrote
Yeah.
on Instagram, and I started bawling. We had this really interesting conversation about a couple of things. One, when I started giving more to the household, right? When I started working less for Total Root Concepts and when I slowly stopped that business, he, in my perception, stopped helping as much. So his life actually got easier because he wasn't going to the grocery store. He wasn't doing laundry as much as he used to. And I was like, it's not that you stopped doing those things because he gave me a look. Are you kidding me? I still help with laundry. I went to the grocery store today. But it used to be much more of a 50-50 when I was working 9 to 2, picking up tea. We were both helping. But when I started doing For Special Kids and writing the children's book and doing this podcast and trying to create intuitive parenting courses and doing all of these things that I love so much more. And this is what I told him. I said, I love doing that so much more. It gives me so much more joy. And what the guides were saying, I feel like it is so much more meaningful. I feel like I'm doing things that can change the way people see the world and see teal and see disability and talk about sexuality. And all of these things feel so much more meaningful. And yet, I've been giving less time to do the things that I feel are so much more valuable. So when I was working with TRC, I had the time. Like I gave the time to TRC. I was making money. I was doing this job. I had clients. I had all these things. It wasn't nearly as fulfilling. I'm sure I'm making myself very redundantly clear. I wanted to really drive this home that
Yeah, keep going.
when I was working those hours, it was so much less meaningful, but it was almost more accepted in our family. Because now
Yeah.
I don't have clients that are begging me for their attention. Writing the book took time, but it wasn't like I had to be there from 9 until I didn't have an appointment. And so I just started bawling.
Wow.
And I said, do you understand how hurtful it is when I don't feel like you're contributing as much? So I have to do more of the household stuff, of all of these roles. And yet I'm not getting to sell my soul like I really want to. And he just gave me like this epiphany, like both of us. It was really good to just say, that's why I'm angry. It has nothing to do with you really not helping with laundry. That's not the core of my anger. The core of my anger is that my heart desperately wants to make this impact in the world. And yet I'm stuck cleaning the house and doing laundry and coordinating this and getting groceries and making dinner and throwing parties and it was just, I know I just vomited on it.
No, you're doing great. I love that you're bringing this up because there is something about the perceived value of our actions. When you're working and making money, you guys live in a beautiful home. I'm sure you're doing fine without you having to worry about creating an income.
That's the biggest thing.
Your judgment about what you're spending your time, you shared here actually that you grew up, hey, earning money is my value. That's what I do. And
Yes.
so it's interesting, this judgment about that. And also selling a little bit like Alex on that kind of thing. Or he may be thinking you're taking it easy, but actually you're working, it sounds like, harder, doing way more things now, which would be even more exhausting. And there's such a supermom thing or a superwoman thing that women are supposed to manage a lot of different pieces all at the same time. When I stopped working because I was recovering from chemotherapy and I couldn't think. And then I did work part-time for a couple of years and then that changed. But at first it was like, okay, this is our deal. Since I'm earning no money and I'm not doing anything outside, I'll tend to the house, I'll take care of food shopping, I'll cook here and there. Thank God he doesn't have the expectation that I cook every day. I would fucking hate that. I soaked up all these house things. But as I have built my business, that hasn't gone away. And we had leaks and patching and painting. And there's still things around. A house requires a lot of maintenance, and neither of us really tend to it. But I realize there's the assumption that I'm going to do it or I'm going to create it getting done. And I'm not fucking doing it because I don't really understand what to do or how to do it. Or also, the stuff that I'm doing in this room is way more important. There are times when I like doing that stuff around the house or painting. I took a couple of weeks off of everything, and I fucking love that actually. When that feels right to do, that's great. But it's so easy to feel trapped in like all of these roles and expectations and judgments and beliefs about it. And that's, I think, the suckiest part of it. And what you're doing now for your family in some ways is probably way more valuable because nobody else can do that with the love and care that you do it. Somebody else could maybe fill your role in the company, but not this.
That's what I actually told Alex last night. So one of the things that he has done in the past is when I say, I just want to work, like I want to work, I want to be in my office, I want to get things done, I love it. He'll come back with, fine, I'll stop working. Fine, I'll do all of this. It's not a problem. I don't have to work. Then what happens? I shut down because, and I said this to him last night, I shut down because I know that the lifestyle that we've created with the income that you have, I could not do that. And then he cut me off. This is how much he believes in me. He's like, yes, you could. I was like, okay, I know that, but I couldn't do it right now. It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to create a business that makes, us a lot of money to afford this beautiful home and all the adventures that we go on and the experiences that we give to you and all the therapies and all of the things, right? And I said, I don't believe it's your intention to shut me down, but that's what I do. I shut down. I get fearful. I say, no, you can't do that. And then I tend to get mad. I'm like, of course you can't stop. You're working. And so it ended up me to him of when I hear you say, this is where I go in my mind. And so I can't have you saying that anymore because it's not okay. And he's, okay, hold on. What I was actually trying to say is I could retire. We can sell the business and we would have a chunk of money that we could utilize. Okay, those weren't the words that I was hearing.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us this conversation, by the way, is not done. Alex and I are not done. We've not solved all our problems.
Sure.
But I'm proud of us for saying, hey, we're in this for the long hauls.
Yeah.
We've already done this for 27 years together. We're not angry with one another. We still love one another. We're angry with situations. We're frustrated with emotions. I think we're frustrated. I'm frustrated with emotions that I'm feeling. I think that might have been the core of it. I was so frustrated with emotions that I was feeling that I had no idea what they were about. As soon as I said, I can't talk about it because I don't have labels for anything yet. They're not in boxes of clarity yet. And when they are, I'll talk about it. And man, there was freedom in being like, that might take a week. That might take a month. You know what? It took less than 48 hours.
That you even had the clarity of mind to say, I don't know what it is, but I know what I'm feeling. Like I'm all over the place. I'm frustrated. That's so smart in long-term lasting relationships where we're trying to stay close and connected. We need to be honest and authentic, even if I have no fucking clue, but I feel like a bit of a maniac right now. That's enough. It's acknowledging something. It's saying it's not about you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not seeing you as the problem. I'm in this space and I don't even know what the fuck it is. But when I know, I will share it. What a great way to create partnership around it.
What just popped in my head was that is very much perimenopause. Like that, I think if women can say that to their spouses, I feel like a maniac. I'm feeling it and I have no words for it. I do believe that is perimenopause. I'm getting real huge confirmation chills.
I don't know what the hell stage of menopause I'm in at this point. And I've had some stuff going on that we'll talk about next time, but some hormonal changes and physical stuff. I don't feel comfortable in my body. It's hard to fall asleep. I could say I'm not exercising. I still haven't used the app that you shared so generously with me.
You were talking about, you don't know what stage you're in, but you're uncomfortable in your body.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And you can, like, there are times Grant is very sensitive. So if I'm suddenly eruptive, that really affects him. So I tried to deaden a lot of that for a long time. And then I have tiny moments at times where I'm thinking, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I've been in menopause for years. Like, then I'm not more of a lunatic. You should be grateful because there's so much that happens that you don't understand, but you just feel out of sorts, or you feel physically frustrated in a way that you don't know what the fuck to do about it,
No.
or brain stuff or memory stuff. Everything is changing. And I'm feeling like, to come a little full circle, finding these patterns, like watching TV at night. It might be familiar, and familiar seems comforting because we're having this stuff happen that feels very out of control. But we also want to be mindful to create our life anew, even just a little bit, to stay alive in it, to keep it vibrant, to keep it moving. Because otherwise, that part actually feels deadened, and time goes by. As you get older, days turn into weeks, into months, and into fucking years, and it goes so quickly.
Yeah.
So cherishing with a child, I have moments of thinking of Grant that way too. Like, I want to cherish this because we really don't know how long anything is going to last.
So, yeah.
I don't want to do it from a place of fear, and I often do, but I want to do it from like man, I want to freaking embrace this moment. Like, just love this moment. Just love this moment. That's coming in, and that feels so right. And there's such a beautiful energy, a lightness to that. Not being attached to, oh my God, I hope he lives until 102, like we said. I just want to embrace and love the moments. I hope that for you with Teal, because you could stay sad about, oh God, at some point she's going to be living her life elsewhere. But yeah, loving the moments.
Loving the moment. Enjoyment is in the meaning. Loving the moment. Yeah, as you were talking, and we'll wrap this up, but
Yeah.
just even if I love that concept of, okay, the comfort, the stability, the normalcy of sitting and watching TV and holding hands or rubbing feet or whatever. There is beauty in that. And what popped into my head was, all right, you can still do that, but maybe tonight you watch a documentary instead of a comedy.
Love it.
So it's just a little different. It doesn't have to be crazy different. Or you light a candle while you watch that show. So that it's just a little different. I used to light candles all the time. I don't light candles anymore outside of when I'm meditating or out here. Until goes to bed tonight, I'm going to light a candle. Just light a candle. Dim the lights and let the glow of the candle be there. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be a complete black and white shift. We're going to do something completely different. We're going to never sit on that couch again. We're going to sit over at the table and play cards. Okay, no, it does not have to be a crazy change. It could be just lighting a candle.
Yeah, and it should be sustainable. So funny that you're talking about that part. Earlier this week, I was talking to my therapist about this sort of autopilot thing, and I ended up making a list of the options of things we could do in the evenings instead of just watching TV. So there's massages and maybe intimate time, but also playing cards or going for a walk. And there were quite a few things actually on there. Just to break it up, because I want to feel more alive in my life than I have. So I love that. Beautiful words to live by.
Thank you so much for my therapy session.
And it was a good reminder, because I really am trying to create change, and things are changing. It's good. It's good.
With more to come. I think that was
Definitely
more of Jen's changing instead of Noelle's changing. So next week we'll talk about Noelle's changing.
We'll keep it going.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you all for listening. If you want to reach out to us, tell us how you're changing, or maybe where you're stuck and we could talk about it more. You can reach us at vaginawhispering@gmail.com. And we would love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. We both really hope you get value out of hearing us dissecting our lives with love and spirituality, and really trying to bring integrity to a deeper level for ourselves and for you. So we say that with love, and thank you for being here, and we will look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Take care.
Bye. Oh,
Thanks for joining us. If you have a topic you'd like to learn about, or if you have a specialist you'd like us to interview, please email us at vaginawhispering@gmail.com. And on a final note, while Noelle Dean is a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California, she does not provide any psychotherapy or other licensed healthcare services as the host. Any action you take based on the information contained herein is strictly at your own risk. Please refer to the podcast disclaimer in the show notes for further information.